heck? Where did my invites go? If you've been using the Smule app lately and have previously been using it, you may have noticed that your profile look has changed. It's quite interesting because last year there was a time where Smule rolled out the new layout to everyone, and there was such a fuss about it that it was rolled back, if I recall correctly, within 24 hours. Then, in the fall, the new layout was given to some, I believe as some kind of test, while others still remain with the old. However, now all devices have rolled out the new profile. That is, unless you have automatic updates turned off. If you're not used to the new layout and are trying to understand it, my hope is that this video can help you feel a little bit more confident with it. Your profile in general. First off, you'll notice that some things moved around a little bit. Your main profile picture is now centered with your background picture instead of being on the left. The follow status and button, if you're on someone else's profile, has moved lower in the top profile section, as well as the icon to chat or message someone. Additionally, you can easily and quickly see how many people you follow and how many followers you have. If I recall correctly, these numbers were not present in the initial 24-hour period where the layout was first rolled out, then rolled back again. So I'm glad those numbers were restored. Now, what is different than the old layout is it used to show how many groups you were in next to how many followers you have and how many people you follow, but groups have been moved to the About tab, which I'll get to more about later. Now, instead of seeing how many groups you're in, you can now easily and more readily see how many recordings you've made, which was not easily seen in this area before. Before, in order to see this number, you had to be on the Channel tab and you had to scroll past any pinned song. Now, just underneath these numbers is where the following status and button and chat message icon move to if you're looking at someone else's profile. When you're on your own profile, that space is filled up with an edit profile button instead, which makes it quick and convenient. Your profile bio has also changed some. This was another thing that had been removed from the main profile header area with the initial rollout, so I'm glad that it's been put back. If it looks slightly different, it's because they changed it to be center aligned rather than left aligned. And the icons of those you mentioned no longer show here. Those have also moved to the About tab. And lastly, your profile readily showed how many and what gifts you had been awarded, just underneath your profile bio. But like the mention icons and the groups, those have also moved to the About tab, which I'll get to more in a bit. The Channel tab. Similar to before any changes were made, this tab is where you see any public joins the person has made. Most will notice that instead of a row being shown for each song with information such as the song name, users, and how many listens and loves it has, those are now shown in a block format with only a thumbnail, song name, listens, and loves. I'm not sure about you, but I really miss seeing usernames and dates of joins easily on this page. Additionally, there doesn't seem to be any indication anymore of whether a song is audio only or video. In order to see any of these things, you have to click on the song image. You can, however, still see how many joins an OC invite has here. This is indicated by a little number overlay on the song thumbnail if and when joins have been made. You may also notice that anything you had pinned, which used to show as a much larger image at the top of your channel, is still in spot number 1, but now shows no differently than any other activity you've had, other than it's first and has a small pin icon. I'm not a big fan and I miss what was removed, but I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. The Invites tab. The Invite tab is much different than it used to be. This is probably one of the main areas that I found most confusing with the change. The Invites tab now only shows your current open OCs. Fortunately, it doesn't show it like it does on the Channel tab in the blocks of thumbnails, but the layout and information showed, in my opinion, still isn't very useful. Here, the only things you can quickly see are the open OC's songs, how many times it's been played, loved, and how many joins, if any, you have on it. Unfortunately, you can't see the date of when the OC invite expires, and you can't actually view your joins from this tab. In order to see when it expires, you have to actually click on it, and even then it doesn't tell you when it expires. It only shows how long ago it was originally opened. Unless I missed something, you have to navigate back to the Channel tab, click on the number overlay of the song, then view joins from there. Even that navigation seems a bit clunky to me because it opens your join in what is called a light box. If you open the first that's shown, which is the last join or join, then you can easily navigate to the next join and so on by swiping up and down. However, if you click on any other than the first, you cannot swipe up to view a more recent join. And you have to close and hit the number overlay on the song thumbnail again to view another join. For those used to the old layout, you'll notice that OC invites from others that you bookmarked are no longer listed on the Invites tab. And songs you bookmarked for later use or the songs that you uploaded to the songbook are no longer here either. All of those have moved to the About tab. Now on to the Favorites tab. Fortunately, not much has changed in the Favorites tab, other than the look now that matches the Channel tab. As far as I'm aware, you are still limited to 500 favorites, but I did notice the number of favorites you have is no longer easily seen. If that is available somewhere and I somehow missed it, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, just like the channel tab, you can no longer easily see the singer names or the date of the recording. The About tab. Now onto the most packed and illogical tab in my point of view. I think of it as the catch-all tab, where if I can't find something, it's probably on this tab. As I mentioned previously, any mentions you made of users in your bio will show at the top here with the icons. They show just as they did before, but in a separate tab rather than across all profile tabbed pages. Next, you will see a row of bookmarks. This row may confuse many because it not only includes OC invites from friends that you bookmarked, but it also includes any songs you bookmarked for later use, jumbled together in the order that they were bookmarked. It shows the latest 10 songs, whichever type they are. It's not until you click on the option to view all on the right of the column where it will divide them apart. And once you do click the view all, then you will have 2 more additional tabs to glance through. One of the traditionally marked bookmark invite songs from your friends, and then songs you bookmarked for later use. That's where my bookmarked songs went. Then after a row of what I'll call a jumble of bookmarks, you have a row of songs. This is the row of any songs you uploaded to the songbook. The row seems pretty straightforward and also shows the last 10 by default. The rest can be viewed by clicking on the view all. The groups you are a part of are shown next on the tab. Their icons are a little wider than the song thumbnail squares shown in the rows above, but similar to the other rows, it shows 10 by default. It shows the name of the group along with how many members are in it. Note, when looking at someone else's profile, you will only be shown the public groups they are in, or any private groups that you both share. And lastly on the About Us tab is the gifts and number of gifts received. I find it a bit ironic that Smule pushes to sell coins so you can give gifts to friends, yet they bury any recognition of them, so they are hard to find, whereas they used to be shown at the top of the channel. Oh, and one last thing. Some of you who are familiar with singing live may be wondering where that option went. You used to be able to go to your profile and, if I recall correctly, select the Sing Live option just beneath your profile bio. But as you noticed, it's no longer there. Logically, because the About Us tab is illogical, I thought it would be somehow hidden there. But no, if you're looking to open a live session, you have to click on the menu icon on your profile at the top right. It looks like kind of a little hamburger. Then the first option is to sing live. However, live sessions are a whole new other topic which I plan on making a video about in the future. But for now, just know that's where you access it. Additionally, you can also access the profile edit options and settings from the upper right menu icon. If you'd like to learn more about editing your profile or about the Smule settings that you can configure, check out the video on the link shown here, or I'll post the link below in my description. So what do you think of the new layout? Do you like it? Do you hate it? If you love it, I'd love for you to comment and share why. Similarly, if you hate it, I'd love to know what things you dislike the most. Hopefully this was insightful for you. If you found this video useful, hit that like button so YouTube can share it with others who may find it useful. If you want to see more tutorials like this in the future, hit the red subscribe button below. Then if you want to be notified when the next tutorial is published, hit the little bell icon next to it. As always, happy smuling!